This is your weekly trip to paradise, Louisiana style, with Gary Risponi and Don Dubuque. Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Farm Bureau Insurance, Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, Pods, Moving and Storage, solved. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, and by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.
Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. Here we are at Breeze on. One more time. Welcome to this week's edition of Paradise, Louisiana. Here we are at Bedroom. Boudin Cajun Meats and with Mr. Don Dubuque. I don't want to call this the last that you're going to be here every week, because you always promised last week that you will make some guest appearances.
Sure, absolutely.
And I want you to invite me on some of them good hunts and stuff you get too. And maybe I can shoot both ways, you know. You think you would do that?
Yeah, we shoot
No
both.
promise on
You
it?
talking about with a camera or a gun? What you talking about shooting?
Both.
Okay.
You know, maybe
We'll find something for you to do. Sure, absolutely.
You know, people, we got to tell them again before you get off here where they can find you, okay? Bayou Wild.
Bayou Wild
Ben,
TV, Cox Sports TV, Thursday nights at 7, Sunday nights at 7, YouTube, BayouWildTV.com, Facebook. It'll be all over the place.
You're all over the place too.
I'm
You're still
all
on WWL. You
Oh yeah.
still
on
got your radio show.
Uh-huh.
You got a better looking partner too with Martha.
I didn't want to say that.
Well,
So do
it's
you,
a fact.
actually. You do too.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that.
Katie's a
I
little
wasn't
bit-
talking about KD.
Oh, okay. I think Katie's a little bit better looking, but and they'll be alternating and be some time. So, and we're
Sure.
still gonna have fun. We're gonna communicate because I'm sure there's a lot of things I will ask you questions
Sure.
about that before I make a mistake. Same thing I used to do. The same thing I do with Joe Mack. You know, Joe's gone. He's in the paper. If I got a question, don't know where to walk. And before I say anything else, 15 years is a long time. Thank you for putting up with me. I appreciate it.
I can't say it hadn't been fun. It's been a lot of fun. It really has.
Yeah, we'll be back. So, Don, we got a lot this week. Same way with the whole thing. We got a rabbit hunt, Mooney Bedroom, and some of their dogs. We got another one of the Bush boys, the Glenn Bush, the one I went to school with. Lindsay and her husband Mike Anderson. They were on the hunt, and KD. KD took time off, and that was one of the things he was raised with, rabbit hunting. So, in fact, he made some tremendous shots. The woods were wide open. Last year, I don't know if you remember when we made a hunt on
we
the
killed
way.
more snakes than we killed rabbits.
We killed 5. But this year we killed one snake, but it was a big one. It was a rattlesnake.
Well, they're out. Be
About-
careful.
About from here to you from the dog.
Yeah.
So when Mooney killed it, so we got some good footage of the rabbits running, the dogs running. We had that music playing, and that's the main thing on a rabbit hunt. To listen to the music, see them run, and you get to see the rabbit. We saw the rabbit a few times. We should we have it on camera, so we'll see how good Chris can do on this. And he always makes chicken salad out of chicken.
No, don't say it.
Manure, whatever you want to call it. But Don, you got a couple things on something serious right now with
Chronic wasting disease. Yeah, the state of Louisiana is kind of bolstering up the fortress here, trying to protect our state. You know, we're surrounded now. Texas to the west, Arkansas to the north, and now Mississippi to the east. We're like an island without CWD. We may have some CWD contaminated deer in the state right now that we're unaware of, that just hasn't manifested yet, but at least the department is doing everything they can to keep it out, and you as a sportsman are going to be asked to help with that effort too.
Yeah, we got that, and we got some more news and things that happened. Some people that we lost in the outdoor world. I want to mention. We're going to have some changes on social media I want to mention because I don't know.
You finally getting sociable?
Yeah, social media. Well, some changes. Don't know whole lot about. We got an extensive hunting report. We had a couple conservation hunts that came in. The type of hogs we're killing. Very extensive freshwater report again. Saltwater report's a little bit limited, but I got some great reports coming from Pontchartrain, the Trussell, and some of the areas
and
around
offshore too.
Pontchartrain.
Fishing really got a shot in the arm with this warm-up weather we had last week and all this week too.
Well, that's it, Don. Just stay tuned for the rest of it here. Bass Rolls. Boudin Cajun Meats.
Port Allen.
Don's almost last show, Paradise, Louisiana.
Be brave, Gary. Be brave.
Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana. Voted Best of Louisiana Outdoors 3 years in a row.
In Louisiana, our state parks are the perfect family destination. With nearly 180 miles of trails through park grounds and historic sites, you can endlessly explore nature, try some kayaking or world-class fishing, then find the perfect campsite or settle into a cozy cabin. Louisiana is calling, and she's using her outside voice. Plan your escape today at www.lastateparks.com.
Stay tuned for more Paradise, Louisiana.
Now's the time to join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club. New memberships start at just $9.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Take advantage of this introductory offer at one of Benny's 7 locations.
Pod's moving in storage.
We just sold our house.
Congratulations.
We have 2 weeks to move.
We'll deliver a few containers.
Our new home's not ready.
No problem. You can store things with us while you're between homes.
We might need help.
We'll refer trusted packers.
We'll be staying at my brother's.
Well, that sounds...
He has kids of his own.
Well...
5 of them.
Ma'am?
Help.
Trust us for local and long-distance moving and store at our storage centers. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Welcome to Paradise, Louisiana. So a lot bad for you Cajuns. We're going rabbit hunting out here with Mooney Bergeron. We stopped by his place. Coffee, smoked boudin, cracklings. What better breakfast can you have? I hate to tell you, and this is Lindsay. Lindsay, you missed out because Gary and I knocked it all out before we got here.
I can't believe y'all didn't save me any.
Well, the return ride home, we'll have some. Mr. Gyro, you know, we just heard so much about it. Gary, tell us his story.
Well, Mr. Gyro, I've been hunting with him for, 10, 12 years with him and Mooney. He's the expert. He belongs to the Bayou State Rabbit Hunting Foundation Federation. And he's been there when they first started. He's one of them, helped build it up, along with Mr. Boudreau. He started with 200 people when the first time they started. Now it's almost 3,000 all over the state.
They do a fine job.
Well, this is places, some of the places y'all hunt over here in West Baton Rouge.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about this place right here. Y'all been hunting for years.
Big 7 is a fine hunting club. It is run by strictly rules, and everybody go by rules. And the guy that runs this place does an outstanding job.
Well, their dogs are already running. We better get in. We're gonna come back and talk to him later about some history of his rabbit hunting. And KD, we got to get you and Lindsay on camera.
Hey.
Y'all gonna be co-hosts when it won't be long in the next month. So what we gonna do?
Is that half the blame or half the credit? We're not sure about that, Lindsay.
We'll find out. Yeah.
Hey, y'all stay tuned because a day with family and friends in the woods, you just don't get any better than that.
That's that little white tip. That's the little white. Right or left?
hey, you know what? I saw that rabbit cutting across Lindsay. He's probably gonna be yours, but y'all were kind of cutting up a little bit, but he stopped on that log and come around. I wasn't even gonna shoot because I had to wait. I was in that line. I had to wait till he cleared all the way across the shooting line. And I had one shot and I stepped it off in yard steps. It was 53 with low power 7.5s. So you got to be careful. These little boys are fast.
So we think I was moving, but really I'm like one of the beagles. I'm trying to distract him, move him, push him to you. So
Hey, it works for me. It works. It all eats
You
the
pushed
same.
him to him, all right.
I'll tell you what, next briar patch, you get in it.
I'm gonna get in it. That's what I'm gonna do.
It's so many wild animals that's getting the rabbits, and woods is opening up a lot everywhere. And there's so many things against the rabbits, and that's where the problem's at. You know, it's not the hunters, it's the wild game, the other game that's getting the rabbits. If he comes in this open wood, get out to get a little grass, that bird's gonna get him. Gonna get him. Fox, bobcat, coyotes.
How long you been rabbit hunting?
Since I'm 12 years old and I'm 77.
Mr. Gyro,
Yeah.
reminisce. What's some of the best rabbit hunts you ever had? And you was telling us a while ago you hunt sometime. Uh-oh. That sound like Glenn.
In the water.
Yeah. Sometime, how you tell it was in the water? By the way the sound it was?
By the sound.
The splatter.
Yeah.
He's squatting.
He's squatting on them dogs. That's how you get, and he's getting the lead on the dogs. He goes through this spread of water. When the dog get there, they miss it, but he done went through another spread, and the dogs will get behind him. You know what I'm talking about? Get lagging behind.
When he hit that ridge a while ago, he was flying.
And open wood it's hard to kill a rabbit in open wood. He runs all over the place. There's no such thing as coming back. He's looking for briars, you know.
Tell me about, you was telling Mike about how you hunted with old timer. Just 3 of y'all and a pack of dogs.
That's right.
Tell me what kind of formula y'all use for killing rabbits.
Well, we had some good dogs that could really run them. These dogs can run them, but the thing is they're in open wood. That's one thing that's against them. Because the rabbit looking for briars and he's running all over different places in open wood. I used to hunt with my uncle, and like I said, there was only 3 of us, and we had some good hunts. He had good dogs, and one thing about it, he had dogs stay at the tree. I went with him. Well, we brought 8 rabbits to the truck. Didn't fire the first shot. All 8 went in the hole. He had a tree dog. Believe this now. This is the truth, what I'm telling you. He's not here no more. He's gone, but he had some of the best.
You told me a while ago about how y'all do, one on one side, on the other side, and the man running the dogs.
The man handling the dogs mostly stays in the middle. His dog knew him, and he'd yip his dogs, and you know, and one man to the left, one to the right. When they jumped, we stayed put. He was a dead rabbit.
Going back to second, I saw him.
Same place.
Told you he was coming back on that ridge.
All I can tell you, one of them old long-legged swamp rabbits, he's about 150 yards in front of the dogs. And he didn't look tired. Guys, you know, we get up in here in the woods, get your adrenaline pumping. I missed that rabbit twice, and he laughed at me. But you know, if we don't remember to hydrate, especially in the cooler weather, you don't realize you need the same amount of water, hot or cold. 1 ounce per 1 pound of body weight. That's what it works out to be. So that means I got to drink about Oh, 3/4 of water a day, you do the math.
Yeah.
February the 15th, they out already, rattlesnake.
Mooney was, as a good hunter, watching his step, and that rascal was laying behind the tree right over there. Look at the rattles, look at the fangs, all right? It's always great to chase a rabbit. He told us that every now and then we'll see a snake. This is February 15th. Lindsay, this is your Valentine's present.
Thank you so much. I couldn't have asked for anything nicer than that.
But especially Mike Anderson's tonight.
That's right. Make a belt. There you go, Mr. Ray.
There you go.
And like last year, we had 5. Yeah, to the boot end.
We got a
now,
lot of water.
All this water, tell me about this.
We got a lot of water and no cover. So these rabbits, they want to run. What's good about this, they make a good loop and we hear a good chase. And this is the results of the chase.
And on this particular jump here, there was 2 rabbits come out.
We're about to go get on another one.
We're gonna go try and pick that other one up now, get him.
We done told y'all this 100 times ever since we've been doing the show, rabbit hunting. But it's a safety feature and it's supposed to be reminded every year or every time I hunt. If you notice, we got a right-of-way here. You see this right-of-way we hunting right now, this road or a ridge. Anytime you hunt a ridge or a right-of-way, you gotta put your standers up against to where the dogs are running. If you put them in the back, if a rabbit cross the road, nobody can shoot. Or you can shoot somebody. But if you're up here, just like I'm gonna move up here, there's Lindsay. She's looking, as the rabbit comes, crosses the road, she can turn and shoot, and she won't shoot anybody else. KD's sitting there, he's looking, that's what he did a while ago. He killed that rabbit, he's coming from that way, he turns, he got a better shot when he come out, or he can shoot it in the open woods. He can shoot it in the open woods, just ahead of it. Nobody's in the way, it's all clear. That's a safety tip. We're gonna remind everybody every year. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Hang on. I'm trying.
All you have to do is slide it over. You got
Hey, we don't need it. You got me too, Kevin. Why wear gloves? Dead rabbit. Dead rabbit.
I saw that smoke bumping like that.
I heard it.
Dead rabbit. So he was in here?
Yeah.
Huh?
One thing Mooney was saying in the years past, they really had a lot of rabbit back here. You started adding the coyotes. There's a lot of competition right now with the pigs. You know, they got wild hogs coming in. And rabbits really catch a lot of pressure around these subdivisions and all. Believe it or not, these cats that are just stray cats, they feed on the baby rabbits. And I mean, there are not, I bet you there's not half the rabbits there were 10 years ago, and half again if you back up some. So, you know, Mooney and them hunt this place fairly regular, but he said a good hunt used to be 25, 30 rabbits. Now a good hunt 7 or 8. So, you know, all you do is do the math and know it's getting to that point. That don't mean we're gonna quit, because we're gonna keep hunting.
Coming right at you. You missed it.
I missed him. Shot him.
Right there. He's coming across the road. Get him, Jeff. Better get him. You got it. You...
Armadillo! I shot him in the head.
What a wonderful day. Here we are in Irwinville, Rosedale Road, historically one of the best hunting places in the South. Okay?
Known for rabbits.
Known for rabbits, known for deer, known for fellowship, known for good things. But I got two of the best cooks, chefs, whatever you want to call it, in the state of Louisiana. We got all these rabbits. I just knew, Mooney, last time I was here, you cooked, we did everything. Now, you got something special with these going.
Well, you want me to kill them or do you want me to cook them?
I want you to do both. You did both.
Okay.
Both of them.
We will do both.
KD say both of them. KD.
Hey, look.
What's your favorite rabbit dish?
Sauce pecan, probably. My favorite dish, the sauce pecan. But, you know, a good rabbit spaghetti, a good old onion gravy. Man, it's, you know, we got enough here. We got a couple of them. But Mooney wants to tell us about March the 3rd, something, you know, where my heart is with 2 autistic children. But Angling Against Autism is going to be at Cabela's. You will get to taste these rascals.
Yes, sir. I'm going to say half of these are going in a sauce pecan. The other half is going in a spaghetti. So if you come out March 3rd at the Angling Against Autism fishing tournament at Cabela's, you will taste some of these rabbits sitting right here.
Well, let me tell you, Don and I did a story before about your favorite rabbit dish. Mine has always been a rabbit spaghetti. I've had Carlton Savoy maker, Big Daddy Glenn Badron is good. My aunt knew Dijon, and my mama. They used to brown them rabbits, put them in red gravy, better than chicken spaghetti.
Yeah, but can I tell you, with a last name like Rasponi, he don't have any choice but to have spaghetti as number one.
Oh,
Come on now.
I don't know. It's no bad dish. You know, bad dish. Mooney, tell them one more time. March the 3rd, Cabela's.
Angling Against Autism. Be there.
Hey, don't forget about the bass tournament now. That's the premier deal, $10,000. That's it, 5 times 2K. That's 10 grand. First place for bass, with a big bass pot on the side.
$500.
$500. Come on now. This is worth the investment because of the return. The Immersion Center in Baton Rouge is making landmark things happen for kids with autism. So y'all help us be a part of it. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Okay, Brett, safety and car insurance.
Never scored a safety. That's defense. But go on, please.
Yeah, defensive. That's exactly how you should drive.
There is no such thing as a defensive drive. Offense makes the drive.
Oh, I mean when you're on the road.
But it doesn't matter, home or away.
Okay, clearly I'm striking out here.
That's baseball.
Get great auto rates from Farm Bureau Insurance. Call your agent today.
Hey guys, we're gonna be right back. This is Paradise, Louisiana. Walking around them woods. Be very careful.
Pod's moving in storage.
We just sold our house.
Congratulations.
We have 2 weeks to move.
We'll deliver a few containers.
Our new home's not ready.
No problem. You can store things with us while you're between homes.
We might need help.
We'll refer trusted packers.
We'll be staying at my brother's.
Well, that sounds...
He has kids of his own.
Well...
5 of them.
Ma'am?
Help.
Trust us for local and long-distance moving and store at our storage centers. Pods, moving and storage, solved.
Welcome to the news segment of Paradise, Louisiana. Gary, we said goodbye to a couple of well-known sports figures in Louisiana. One of the greatest I ever considered, Timo Claverie. This gentleman, go way back, man was born in 1935. I always remember Timo as the first gentleman sportsman of Louisiana. You know, most Louisianians and our age group, and even some after us, came up through the Philly ice chest days, get as much as you could days. Timo was the original sportsman. He was in it not for the amount of meat he could get, but for the enjoyment and the challenge of it. Very, very active in CCA.
You did a few interviews with him.
Did many interviews with him about a lot of different topics. Tagging fish. He was big into that, kind of developed his own tagging program. In conjunction with the Coastal Conservation Association, he fought the wars with the gill nets and came out a winner in that. And just a really good guy, and a lot of people knew Timo. He loved the fish. I don't recall him doing much hunting, but I believe he did a little bit of hunting too. And we say goodbye to Timo Claverie, one of the real legends of Louisiana.
This is a little bit more on a personal age where I was raised in North Baton Rouge. A lot of people in South Louisiana knew Joe Bergeron. Joe Bergeron passed away a few years ago. He come out with the first, you call it a half beam spinners like they do, but they clip on. He made his solid. It's similar to Izzy B bait that went around the state, South Louisiana. He came up with one and he put the swimming gloves on it, the cockhole minnows. He would put them, he would glue them, he would use them in the marsh around, started out in the areas of Delacroix and use it different places in the marsh down there below Homer. And he would catch redfish and bass and speckled trout. We used them in the spillway. He also came up with, like the little beetle spin, he put a little black grub on them. He fished ponds. His partner, when he went fishing tournaments and fishing False River with a jig worm, was his wife, Mary Ann. Mary Ann, she's formerly Mary Ann Dorsey. She passed away at 84. Let me tell you what, she was my neighbor, back door to back door for years. I went over there and watched him build rabbit traps, and have bait scattered off, pouring lead, doing jig heads. She was always with him. She's a tremendous cook. She was a blessing to her kids and grandkids. What a great loss to me. I could always see her in the back of that boat or in the front of the boat paddling. And these ponds, wherever it was, she was a great fisherman. Mary Ann, you was a great inspiration to me. I know maybe people around the state don't know her, but y'all know somebody just like her. She was definitely a woman in the outdoors.
Some big news for sportsmen all across Louisiana, really. The Sportsman Show announcing their dates up at the Lamar Dixon Expo Center in Gonzales.
Yeah, I got them dates, Don.
How about right there? Those same dates? Same one?
That's it.
Yeah,
March
okay.
15, 16, 17, 18. That's 4 days. And just like it was the last few years, it always gets better. You know, Tony Taylor and them put that together, and it's just unbelievable the amount of people come through those gates, the things you can do. So don't just wait till the last day. You can start earlier, because if you want to cover the whole thing, it's going to take a while. Then you got all the shows and the fishing seminars. It's been like that. Even before Tony and them take it over, we used to have to drive all the way to New Orleans. By the way, that's going to come back this year too, because I remember Don used to be there for 3 days. So there's one in New Orleans, and I'm sure you'll be over there. I will be there a few of the days over there. And so y'all come see it. That's March, one more time again, March 15th, 16th, and 17th, 18th, Lamar Dixon. That's a big event that's coming up. Put it on your calendar. Don, in other news, we're still getting reports about the chronic wasting disease.
Yeah, big news broke. It was positively confirmed in a 4.5-year-old deer in Mississippi.
It's Issaquena
County, only about 5 miles from the Louisiana border. So now we are basically, we're basically an island now of free CWD free, and hopefully we'll keep it that way. The state gathered with some biologists from the adjoining states who have dealt with it. Arkansas has been dealing with it for a couple of years. Now Mississippi will be dealing with it. Hopefully we won't have to deal with it. Dr. Jim LaCour, who is a Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries state veterinarian, they met last week with the representatives from Arkansas and Mississippi to develop a response plan for Louisiana. And I talked to him about it on the radio, and here's what Dr. Jim LaCour had to say about CWD, a heightened awareness here in Louisiana.
So these deer typically get neurological, they get skinny, they lay down and die. Once a deer contracts the disease, it's 100% fatal. There is no treatment for it, and they die. So Mississippi's finding that made them the 25th state in the United States to have CWD. There are also 2 Canadian provinces that have CWD in them. So it's becoming more and more common, and very well may be related to human translocation of deer throughout the United States. That potentially is how it's moved so far. The initial case ever discovered was in Colorado in a captive mule deer herd in 1967. So it's been around a long time, but it hasn't been in our area. And now we have CWD present in Texas, Arkansas, and Mississippi, so we are surrounded with it. The Department of Wildlife and Fisheries has done surveillance for chronic wasting disease since 2002. That surveillance consists of checking brain stems and lymph nodes from wild white-tailed deer, most of which have been hunter harvested through the years. And this year, with our sampling, we're up to, it'll be over 8,500 animals that we've tested and have never found it in the state to this date. Unfortunately, looking at Arkansas's incident, they had tested a similar number when they found it in the northwest corner of Arkansas. And by the time they went in and did their surveillance, 23% of the animals tested had it, which is an extremely high prevalence for that disease. So that means it had been there for quite a while. It was just hiding. And so we have, as you alluded to earlier, we've met with Arkansas and Mississippi wildlife officials. We have a strategy that's somewhat common. Arkansas has a lot of experience, a lot of recent experience with testing for this disease and all the effects of the disease in the state, from human dimensional effects such as license sales to hunters and people participating in hunting, all the way down to public meetings and what they did wrong they felt and what they did right they felt. And so, you know, our goal here is not to reinvent the wheel, but to actually piggyback off what others have learned through getting lumps and bumps, and we're going to try to miss those lumps and bumps and do things in an appropriate, effective, efficient manner. We're going to go through and do surveillance, a multifactorial surveillance in the area up there. We're going to continue our statewide surveillance. This is actually directly across the river. The index case in Mississippi was about 5 miles across the Mississippi River from northern Madison Parish in the northeast corner of Louisiana. So for the 3 contiguous parishes there, Madison, Tensas, and East Carroll Parish, we're going to be doing a lot of increased surveillance. There will be, of course, hunter harvest surveillance during the hunting season, which is quite some time away. We are increasing roadkill surveillance in that area. We've done that for years, but we're really going to be very vigilant about it. Deer that are hit by cars are actually target animals, in that the theory is that if a deer is neurological, they're not going to make it across the road, perhaps. They won't see a car, won't hear it. They're more likely to be hit by cars. It's not to say that every deer that's hit by a car has CWD, but they are target animals. And the third facet of our strategy will be to do some agency collections, deer collections in that area, to get a good number of samples, to look at for the disease and ensure that it is not or is present there. If everything goes our way, and we hope it does, we will not find chronic wasting disease in Louisiana. We never have before, but if you don't look, you don't see. So we're going to go in there and look and try to find if it is present in our deer herd in Louisiana.
Well, Jim, evidently Mississippi, you know, they had put in similar regulations, which we did here in Louisiana. Some steps were taken to prevent it from being brought in from other areas. Probably, I would think, this deer being a 4-year-old deer and the time it normally takes for a deer to die from the disease, probably had it before they put those regulations in, and there was nothing to keep it from walking across the border from Arkansas. You know, because it wasn't killed and brought in by a hunter. It was found dead there, free-ranging buck. So are there any steps going to be taken to maybe tighten those regulations? Did the Arkansas folks give any suggestions saying what you're doing is good, but there's more that you can do?
Well, yes and no. Now, Arkansas is not necessarily the source of this deer. Once again, their cases were in northwest Arkansas, so it's still quite a ways from the Louisiana or Mississippi lines. They, in the area where that CWD was discovered, let me add. These deer in that region are the highest deer density in our state, and also probably in Mississippi's. They swim across that river back and forth, sometimes for no good reason, and certainly during flood events. They may move north and south as well. So what we look at this and say is it's an index case. So until we get more cases in Mississippi and hopefully none in Louisiana, we won't know whether that's an outlier or that's the center of the outbreak or if that's the only one they're going to.
The best part about being a member of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative is that it's your Touchstone Energy Cooperative. That's the power of your co-op membership.
Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Welcome to the tournament report on Paradise, Louisiana. Got some results in, some surprisingly good results this week.
Yeah, thanks to H&H for always taking care of us right now on these tournament reports. The other one's the one we get at least once a month from Southwest Junior Bassmasters. They had another great tournament. Remember last week was so cold, some people didn't have but one fish. Well, they had 27 or 30 5-fish limits that turned in. These kids weighed in some outstanding weights. In the results of 15 to 18-year age group, first place was Lance LeBlanc from Walker. He had 12.8 something. He had 5 bass. Second place was Trace Day from Denham Springs with 10 pounds and something. Third place was Dakota Stewart from Central with 9.11. So that's almost 2-pound average. So all of them over them. And the big bass was Dakota Stewart with a 3.55. In the 11 to 14 age groups, there's Bo Landry from Bruley with 10.91. Second place was Devin Perkins from Watson with an 8 pounds plus, and he had 5 bass. Third place was Caleb Robin from Denham Springs with 7 pounds, and big bass was Bo Landry with a 4.57. That's a pretty big fish. And the age group, the 7 to 10-year-old age group, first place was Blake LeRae from Bruley with 9 pounds. Second place was Branson McMillan from Bruley. Third place was Noah Roblin from Denham Springs. And big bass was Blake LeRae with 2.94. The other division, Matt Fisk from Walker had 15 pounds of fish. So that's going to lead us into another big one, the fishes of men. The first place was Malcolm Smith and Gary Christian. Ain't that funny? No coincidence, huh? A Christian organization, Gary Christian, they had 18.62 pounds and had 5 fish. Second place was, I can't hardly read this. Chris Cardell and Brian Keith, they had 18.20 and 5 fish. They had big fish at 5.34. Shucky's sons and Randy's sons, the Sun brothers, in over there, 18.06. And almost on Vernon Silver, Gerald Butler, 17.58. Alex Hines, the young boy that just started to get from the Southwest, and Gary Hayner, one of the old timers, is 17.76. So the top 5 were all of them almost 18 pounds. and they did. And big fish, they had a 5.34, a 4.75, and a 5.06. So they had some big fish caught. Thank you. 40 boats. 40 boats.
You know what I like about those results is there's a lot of new names up in those top 6. They're starting to get some newcomers coming on in that area.
Yeah, but you always got them old
Oh, you got a
too.
few, yeah.
Yeah, but that young boy, Heinz, you know, he led. He was always he was a national champion with it in the high school.
Right.
So
congratulations to all of those fishermen.
that's it. And now talking about tournaments, we got a biggie coming up right now. They're getting ready to start the American Redfish Cup, presented by Tito's Homemade Vodka, starting off this coming weekend, February 24th at Hopedale Marina. They got some other dates. Cocoa Marina going to be in May the 12th, and then they got them from June 8th and 9th. They got them June 30th to July event, and then they got the big tournament in October. We'll be bringing you more of that. Next week, we're going to have Benny Sanchez. He's going to be bringing us the results of that first tournament. So he was a little bit worried. You know, last year they were getting almost 100 boats and really doing a little apprehensive. First time it's been starting. I think maybe the cold weather, maybe these warm days are doing. He was a little bit worried, so we'll find out more about that next week. And that's the big event. Put it on your calendar. Don't forget it, and don't forget the Sportsman Show again, coming up in March 15, 16, 17, and 18.
All right. And we'll be back with the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report right after this. You're watching Paradise, Louisiana.
Ask me about my Tempur-Pedic.
Ask me how fast I fall asleep.
Why not talk to someone who's sleeping on the most highly recommended bed in America?
Ask me about staying asleep.
Tempur-Pedic owners are more satisfied than owners of any traditional mattress brand.
Ask me how it feels after 10 years.
Tempur-Pedic, the most highly recommended bed in America.
Ask about Tempur-Pedic at Olin's, where you know you always get the guaranteed low price. Olin's is the only store in Baton Rouge and Lafayette with the full line of Tempur-Pedics.
Now's the time to join Benny's Unlimited Wash Club. New memberships start at just $9.99 a month. Wash, rinse, and repeat every day. Take advantage of this introductory offer at one of Benny's 7 locations.
Welcome to the Berkeley Abu Garcia Fishing Report. But first, a little bit of hunting report. We're kind of getting into the wrapping up time for hunting, but there's still some good hunting ahead. We just got to get some more cold weather back, man.
Oh yeah, but you know, it must be a little cooler up in Arkansas because most of the hunting reports I'm getting is coming from up in Arkansas. Paige McLean is always on our show. Her and her family went to Arkansas, and here's some photos of them. They had a pretty good conservation hunt. And Bobby Black, my great buddy from up there in North Louisiana, his brother and his son Davis, the other Black, Tracy Daly, them friends from up there in Arkansas, they went to Cass River Fields and had a great conservation hunt. So what I'm hearing, I've been getting some hogs are being killed over there. These are 4 of 22 hogs that they were killed by James Bonnet and his friend. I say they're trapping them and then killing them. But if you notice this picture, there's 4 different colors. 4 different sizes and types of hogs.
They come in different flavors, those hogs?
I don't know.
They taste different according to the color?
No, but I'm serious.
I like the pink ones. The pink ones are really good.
You know, you can see that I guess they breed. You always see all different color hogs in a pen, but you never see
the
4 different colors.
When they get down 2nd, 3rd, 4th generation, they all kind of look alike. They're that dark old brownish black color. You know?
But this one here, they're still light. You know, they got a tan and saddleback looking color, and then one almost white. So they come from Odessa, Louisiana.
Good deal. Get as many of them as you can.
That's what I told him. I answered. I said, Mike, get them all, kill them all. And as far as the hunting report, we got Fort Barry. The last week, it always gets good. My grandson went over there, and he with no decoys or nothing. They had a foggy day. They saw them geese. They laid out in there. The fog started lifting. The geese were coming over them. They killed 9 snow geese without decoys, without
electronic call or anything.
No, nothing. They killed 9 geese. He was sort of happy. He sent me the picture, but And I'll show you that one. And then, now, fishing report, a lot of fishing report. We're going to start with saltwater, and I want you to tell me about offshore.
Offshore, well, what everybody's been waiting for this time of year, the lump turned on this past weekend. Some big tuna, 100-pound plus, were caught out there, stacked up, boats stacked up out there. Some good tuna and wahoo fishing at the lump. In addition to that, they're doing some deep dropping out there for grouper and some swordfish. You know, Peace Marvel, and he's kind of perfected that whole method. So they're hooking up some swordfish too. They had some good weather days.
That's thousands of feet. Man.
Oh yeah, it's real deep water. Yeah, deep water.
Don Jackson did a show on him, and on his natural side, I was telling me, he fought him for an hour, 2 hours. You know how good a shape he's in. You got to be in shape to fight him, and if you're gonna have a record, you can't share.
No.
So you got to bring it in yourself.
It's on you. It's on you. What he's talking about is for the official Louisiana Outdoor Writer Association state records. The rule states that the angler has to be the only one to handle a rod. Now you can have someone grab the leader, you can have someone gaff, you can have someone use a net to assist you, but you're the only one that can touch that rod and reel. If you pass it off and it comes back to you, no go. And there's been a few like that have been disqualified because of that feature. All right, now moving back closer in, boy, saltwater fishing got real good. That water temperature went up. Speckled trout was showing up everywhere. Shell Beach, Hopedale, Delacroix. The thing about these fish, while I was asking Robbie Campo, how did they look? They were good sized fish. He said, but almost all of them were skinny. You know, sometimes those trout look like they're bursting at the seams. These, it was obvious, had not eaten for a while because of that cold weather. They were lethargic. The bait wasn't there, but all that's turned around now. Those fish are hungry. And of course, the redfish and the drum and the sheephead all still active. So saltwater fishing's been a go.
Ain't that funny? And all the fish we're catching right now in the freshwater, I'm gonna come back to that later. But all of those are full of eggs, full of bellies. They look like footballs. They're in the bass, and you see that now. A little bit change of that now. There was some fish coming off the trestle. Andy Stewart showed me that people were catching, but when they catching them, and you see some of this video with chairs in them, they trolling them rattle traps, and then with the squid behind them, they're catching, trolling the trussels, using artificial bait. And the reason they're using artificial bait, nobody right now, the shrimp would be marked before most people can have live shrimp. But they're using market shrimp. You can go to seafood place, you get market shrimp, you can put them in there, keep them hard, and then you go out there and they're using market shrimp, and they use them just like they're using live shrimp. They're Carolina rigging, they drop shot on them, and they're using market shrimp.
Oh, gulp. Bring you some gulp.
Oh yeah.
Gulp works beautiful this time
of the year. Gulp is unbelievable, but they're using, matrix hair and all them. I don't want to leave nothing out, but and then reports I'm getting from Delacroix, all of these are mixed with bass.
Right.
Most of the people catching 9, 10, 15 bass in Delacroix, Hopedale, some of them standing in the main canal.
All that Chef Pass area, full of bass.
Lafitte is catching. Now, I got a picture from Lafitte from Bootsy Toops, which he's a legendary trout fisherman out of Grand Isle. He fishes all the time. He lives out around Lafitte. These are sac-a-lay, bass, and brim that he caught off the bank walking. Where he was in Lafitte, I don't know. But there's a lot of places you can fish the canals that are running through the road, the highway. Here's Bootsy Toops. This is an unusual scene. These are sac-a-lay he caught at live shrimp in the
Hey, a good fisherman can catch fish anywhere, any kind. But let me tell you, before we move on to freshwater, let's don't forget the western part of the state. Typically, Calcasieu, Big Lake area, it turns on for big trout. It's holding its own right now. They're starting to show up over that way. I had good reports this week. A lot of big trout being caught on the corky, the padonkadonk, the topwater baits, as well as people tight lining with the jigs too.
That's a great report. I also getting reports, people this time of year, they wade. I know it's water still cold, but they wear their hunting waders. They wade right now and they're catching those big trout.
Did you see Tofield's video catching with a bare hook?
No.
Redfish, yeah. Tofield, just a jig head with a hook on it, no bait at all. No live bait, no market bait, no gulp, no plastic. Just throwing it out there, and as soon as it hits the water, coming in with a nice bull red. Of course, he's flying out to the chandeliers, and those redfish are stacked up.
All of y'all have been. He's been promising me. Now he got the plane. He promised Chris, our producer, I'm gonna be on one of those trips. before we ever go back out there. But only
What, he had to
trouble-
get a C-130 to get you?
Yeah, he is so big. I don't know all about the man. You was a pilot? You worked?
No.
How you know all that? But look, you always want to mess with me. But Lafitte, like you said, these captains are catching a lot of bass. While they're catching trout, they're Captain Degrees, Craig Degrees, and all those other captains too are catching a lot of fish in there. Lake Captain, Angie Stewart, and it runs her and David that run Island Marine, and sending me an extensive report. A good friend, Captain Jim Lamar, he been taking kids and family. They're catching bass as many are they catching trout. And the trout that you see on this picture, they come from the trestle. They waiting. They don't have no live bait. They using market shrimp, or they using artificial bait. And they also the Pearl River. We're gonna go freshwater. Sac-a-lait are really turning on. Goggle Eye turning on. The lake runners are still. They're still in Orange Grove and all of that areas.
Bogachita, Toby Cooper made a double dip. He went out there and not only did he catch some nice white perch, but he also caught some bass. That Bogachita is finally starting to fall. Had a little bit of problem. The refuge had to be closed temporarily because of the high water when it gets up like that, but it's dropping down now and really should be getting right for the spring.
My friends that were giving the report, lake runners, he saw us on TV with KD in there with fishing back there. John Tomplay is back in there catching fish in the Orange Grove area. But the best report are coming over there, 70 Mile Canal. There's 3 guys sitting over there that would catch the sac-a-lait, put them spinner baits on and put in those diving baits, a rogue, and they had 30 bass. And it's 70 Mile Canal. Now, if y'all know where that is, I think we stopped there a little while with KD and them. So, and that's in there. Spillway. You see from tournament report, don't know exactly where they're fishing, but spillway is rising. I know the people that were catching sac-a-lait like crazy back in the Pigeon area, back in the Catfish Lake area, Cowan area. The water came up and just overnight it stopped. Now, they got a big rise coming. If that rise slows down and you get a north wind, we get a north front, and the water starts falling and it clears up them dead-end canals, don't be scared to go to spillway, check it out. If you get a report, don't be scared to give it to me. I'm sure somebody might be in there if you give me the exact spot. But you see what happened in Orange Grove in the Bluebird Canal. The word was out, the lanterns are full. It's a good thing, share it. Let me tell you what, there's a lot of water, a lot of canals. Don't be scared to do that, share. You might see people catching. My buddies and them, Ken Lambert and them, they were fishing, they saw a guy, they were fishing Cohagen Canal, they were catching a few bass and redfish. They saw one guy had 4 or 5 big bass. They asked him where he caught. He said Salt Bayou in the end. That's right there by my camp. I was catching brim off of my pier, just sitting right there throwing dog food and catching some brim on a Gulf cricket, the fake crickets. And it was unbelievable catching. Some of them were small, some of them big. I was throwing them back.
It's a little early for brim. That's good news. I hear they're biting already.
Well, you saw the brim. We caught some brim over there in Bayou Black area.
All about that warm water.
I'm gonna see if I don't want to miss nothing, Don. I talked to some of David Pizzolata. You know, they always fish with Leonard Klein, Peter, and all them. He talked to the crappie psychic, and they
Lake
heading over
Buff
there.
is on fire. They're doing really good.
Yeah, Buff. So they heading to Lake Buff and saw the catch. And by the way, you call the crappie psychic. He guides a little bit. Maybe you don't know the area you want to go. So they're catching fish there, and the Zalmas up north.
Right.
Toby and them are all catching sac-a-lait on their days off. Normal places right now, they're catching fish. I'm also getting replaced from Caney Lake right now. The bass are turning on over there. They solved some of their grass problems. You know, they killed a lot of those things in Bistineau. So I'm getting a lot of reports from them up north. And Toledo Bend's a constant. This is the time for big fish. You can go to Toledo Bend, catch the Wilder Wright. You can go on their website right now and you get your fishing report. Don't go up there loose. They got a lot of captains catching sac-a-lait and also guys catching bass. So that's all I can tell you. Sac-a-lait getting ready to turn on from north to south, east to west.
Very popular fish. All right, that's our fishing report. I want to welcome you to come back again next week. Don't forget to take your pictures, send them to Gary at Paradise, Louisiana. And Gary, I think the viewers can look forward to some new things on the ParadiseLouisiana.com website.
Oh, yeah, we got some changes. I don't know the software from Tupperware. Longtime friend Dirk Razor, his business has got hot. The lady that you saw on TV, Miss Lindsay Anderson, she is well versed on that. So we're gonna be, you'll see more on Facebook and other things that I don't have time to do, but they will do. So we'll be a little bit more on social media. So y'all younger people that rely on that. So maybe we can give you some information there. Also help our sponsors. By the way, if anybody is interested, want to be a sponsor on Paradise, Louisiana, right now we got a few openings. Just contact Gary at Paradise, Louisiana, and I'll give you all the rates.
All right. Be back again next week for another edition of Paradise, Louisiana.
Paradise, Louisiana is presented by Farm Bureau Insurance, Demco, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative, Pods, Moving and Storage, solved. Baton Rouge Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Benny's Car Wash and Oil Change, Louisiana Fish Fry Products, and by CCA Louisiana and the CCA Louisiana Star Tournament.